price.
Another minute or two. Okay. Now you.
No. There's an increase in the price of muffins.
Coffee.
Yeah. So people would buy more or less muffins.
There's less breakfast.
So they're all.
Easily go together. What's the math for that? 10% of the $30, 30 cents.
Complement subsidized. Income is $1.
So it's just as normal in area to show me off.
Yeah, you just cross them out. All right, Stephen, are coffee and muffins normal, inferior, complements, or substitutes?
Compliment.
All right, it's a negative coefficient for cross price. It's a complement. Okay, where were you mixed up that there were two answers? Oh,
Nah, I thought it was the first one. I thought like they could be horrible. I thought they could also be inferior goods.
no, for it to be inferior goods, you'd have to have income elasticity.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so we got complements. Now, Colton, what is the supply curve gonna look like here that I'm drawing?
Going up.
Perfectly elastic.
It's going.
Then demand. And then what did they give you? $3 and 100, right? Now, Nick, if the price of muffins go up, are people gonna buy more or less muffins?
They're gonna buy less muffins.
Okay, therefore, are they gonna need more or less coffee with their muffins?
Less coffee.
So the demand is gonna shift.
Wait, an increase in price would decrease the demand.
Because that's related goods complements. So if the price of muffins go up, you're buying less muffins, so you need less coffee with your muffin. Is everyone okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay, now, the last one. All right. So they're asking you, what about the new quantity if price went up 10%? I know the cross price elasticity is -2. The change in quantity demanded is what they're asking me is X over the change in price is 0.10. When I cross multiply, I get that quantity demanded is going to decrease by 20% or 0.2. But they don't ask that. They ask, what is the new equilibrium quantity? I know the original quantity was 100. If I times that by 0.2 negative, I got minus 20 cups. But that isn't my quantity. It's 100 minus 20. So my new quantity is 80. Now, that is a really hard one, okay? But. All right, any questions on that? Everyone's good on that? All right. That's just what we went through. Draw a natural monopoly. Yep,
Oh, yeah.
ATC's down the slope.
What is it? Oh,
What?
what is it?
MC, if your average is going down, what does your every test score have to be? Above?
No,
Below, right?
oh, it's wonderful.
So MC is your test scores, ATC is your average. So if the ATC is downward sloping, MC's gotta be below ATC.
ATC below.
Oh, okay.
So I just drew a straight line below. All you need, so for natural monopoly, you need downward sloping ATC and you need MC below it. If you curved it below it, it's fine, long as it's below it.
ATC still.
Yeah. Long as it's downward sloping. All right. Joel, the profit maximizer is? Okay, I take it up to demand, that's my price, that's my quantity. Fair return, who's got fair return?
ATC has come in.
Okay, fair return, which is normal or zero economic profits. And then, where MC crosses demand, socially optimal or allocatively efficient. Okay? Either one. Now, what's wrong with socially optimal or allocatively efficient in this example? Josh? You're losing money, so government would have to subsidize. Okay?
On a normal monopoly graph is, where ATC crosses MC, is that predominantly?
Yes. All right. Lump sum. Go, Ryan, sorry.
It's still just dark, right? Not this-
Correct, still don't. Lump sum ships what?
ATC.
Excise tax?
ATC and everything.
Yeah. Okay, just want to get that through. All right. Side by side, perfect competition in the long run.
There's seven.
Is that the next one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
I put up side by side. You should probably put below it. I just don't have room. Industry or market, whichever one you want to use, and firm. All right. You're using that graph to answer B, C, and D. So I'll give you a minute or two to answer B, C, and D. Read carefully.
Mr. Wesley. For the graph, is it fine if does this need to be a dotted line no matter what? Can it be solid?
I would go without it. It just says that it's taking the price from the market.
Okay.
And this is their College Board's rubric, and they have it dotted.
Yes. And does the axis need to be labeled price cost?
No,
Can it just be price?
I think you could go just with price. I'm gonna check that though, I should ask.
How could a fixed cost?
Huh?
How could a fixed costing?
Yes.
When could go up, right?
That's not fixed.
Well, it's a new lease.
Oh,
No, the fixed cost means is that the amount of units doesn't change your cost. You know what I mean?
How much?
Like, if you sell one hamburger, 1,000 hamburgers, your rent stays the same. Okay, but like, my salary is fixed, right? Because I could teach you or 1,000 students, I'm getting paid the same. I don't know how it's gonna raise. You're not gonna do it. Which one? Yeah, now it doesn't tell you you have to, but if you wanna do that so you can see. So if you do that, what's the answer gonna be to the change in quantity?
Well, when you shift, then become short rounds.
Right, they end up thinking about the ATC, right here. It moves it up.
Oh, what determines quantity?
Means more long.
Or ATC courses or MC courses?
You know, MC costs.
Did that change?
Quantity would not change.
Mr. Brussel, when you're shifting and C, you shift MCM
For which one?
for C.
Now, read it carefully.
It says short run
I
effects.
know, but I purposely picked this one, and let's go over it, but there's careful reading in it. Ken, if the monthly rent of fixed costs on desk, if I'm talking about desk work, am I looking at the market or the firm, Ken?
Firm.
Firm. Okay? Alright, I'm looking at the firm. So a change in fixed cost, Ken, would do what? They didn't ask you to graph it, but tell me.
It would supply shift. Mr. Darboe.
Wait, so
Uh-huh.
Is this?
Mr. Dark? What did we say earlier? Alright.
Yeah.
Guys, what did we say earlier, fixed cost changes?
Only.
Only ATC. So ATC would shift up. If ATC shifts up, does price or quantity change? No, because MC equals MR at the same spot. So I would write no change. Now, they didn't ask you.
They did.
No, they didn't ask you to graph it.
Oh, how do you explain that?
I would explain that, a change in fixed cost does not affect MC or MR. So the profit maximizer stays the same. And I think I'll have the answer rubric in a second. Now. That's B. C, suppose the government's considered granting a per unit subsidy to producers of wood and desk on your market graph. So which graph are they talking about?
The industry.
Huh?
Yeah.
This. So am I changing anything there yet? No. So subsidy does what?
Shift supply.
Shifts. There's no ATC. So it shifts supply right. And what did they say? P asterisk or something? Yeah. And then what's the last? up. And then the B2, shade in the cost of the subsidy. Well, if I take this up to the original supply curve and across, this is my cost of subsidy. This is how much the subsidy costs per unit, and that's taking in all the units.
Mr. Belson.
Yeah.
So like, I know for a tax, for an excise tax, there's talked about like how much, or what the consumer pays. So like, what would the consumer be like?
The difference between like the consumer would probably be paying less, whatever the subsidy line is.
So, like, an industry graph, MC, for us, represents MC, is there anything that kind of represents ATC? Cause
No.
a per unit subsidy.
No.
Both.
So here, when they're telling you on the market, no. Now, in truthfulness, what we would do, but they didn't ask this, is drag it over, right? And then you'd have that new quantity. But they didn't ask that. Now. D. What would happen if instead they did a price floor? So I'm gonna erase this. Where does a binding price floor go? Above or below? Above. So I'm gonna put the price floor. And what do I have? Do I have a shortage or a surplus?
Surplus.
And that's the answer. Now, how do I explain it? A binding price floor, quantity supplied is greater than quantity demanded. Okay? And Colton, this is why I kept saying to you, read carefully, because one, they tell you to use the market. But it's not there. Right, any questions on anything we went over? All right. Thank you. Bill, did you have a question? I see you looking up. Oh, Kyle, let me see, does,
These were good FRQs. They were more challenging. So
good.
I didn't know it. I didn't want to know, briefly monitor it, but they're like, hey, I think kind of messing around in the math. Keep on the idea that like, unorganized.
Thank you.